Consequence, Chapter 1, Nina. Ready to go, honey? Connie must love that term of endearment. I don't mind. I need the mothering right now. Yes. I slowly climb down from the exam table. She walks out into the hallway and I follow her. I have my phone in my hand, purse on my shoulder. I slip the phone in my purse, realizing I don't have anyone I want to call about what happened to me. The only people who know are here in town. Connie, Scott, and of course the slime ball that did this. This is a small town, so news travels fast, but I hope it's only as a warning and not fuel for the gossip mill. If it is shared, I hope that my name is not used. I don't want anyone knowing about it. You'll have people assuming I did something wrong. I was dressed in a certain way. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. If being in my own house, dressed in pajamas is wrong, then I don't know what would be right. I go from home to work and back. I haven't been out for a girls' night in months. I haven't been on a date since before I moved here, well over a year ago. I haven't met anyone that I would want to spend time with. I haven't teased anyone. I haven't done anything that would warrant what happened. You know, the whole victim blaming and shaming thing. People judge the victim harshly, like the whole, if she hadn't done this or that, this wouldn't have happened to her. It's the perpetrator who did this. The ding of the elevator brings me back to the present. Connie and I get on the elevator together. She presses the button for the lobby level where the cafeteria is. I follow her inside. There are people bustling around and it's only 9 a.m. I still need to call into work, but how am I going to explain my absence to my boss without telling him exactly what happened? Hey, Connie, I need to call my boss. Give me a few minutes. I can order for you. What would you like, honey? A fruit cup and black coffee's fine. You got it. I walk out to the hallway where it's a little quieter. I dial my office phone number and a coworker picks up. Kevin, can I speak to Brian? Nina, is that you? How are you doing? Brian has been waiting for your call. He's worried sick about you, Kevin informs me. I'm fine. I just need to speak with him. Hang on. Glad you're okay. The phone goes silent for a few seconds. Nina, where are you? I was getting worried when you hadn't made it to work. You're normally the first one to come in. What's going on? My boss, Brian, asks. His concern has me choked up. I swallow the fast-forming lump in my throat and say, I'm at the hospital. My voice cracks. Something happened, but I don't want to get into it over the phone. I'm not going to be into work today. Do you need me to come to the hospital? What can I do for you? Is there anyone I can call for you? Parents, sisters? Brian knows that I live alone and have no family in the immediate area. No, I say emphatically. The less people that know, the better. I can call them. I'm not checked into the hospital. I have to pick up a couple of prescriptions and then head home. The doctor on call insisted on the Plan B pill and prescription antibiotic for any potential STDs and then follow up with my OB-GYN in a few days. I don't know how you could prevent an STD, but anyway, I will get them filled. I will call you tomorrow and let you know when I will be able to return to work. Okay, let me know what I can do for you. Cindy and I can stop by later this evening. We can bring you dinner. You don't have to do that. I'll be fine. Just need a day or two to recuperate. I appreciate his offer, but I'm not ready to discuss it. It was bad enough rehashing it in front of Scott and Connie. I want to get past this, not let it keep me down. Talking about it will allow that creep to live in my head rent-free. I'll be victimized all over again. Nina, you know we're here for you, right? Yes, I appreciate it. If I need anything, I won't hesitate to call. Talk to you later, Brian. I have to go. Talk to you later, Nina. Bye. Bye. I head back into the cafeteria. Connie is talking to a very tall man that has his back to me. Short dark hair, broad back, and a black t-shirt, camo cargo pants, black military boots. How cliche. She motions for me to come over. I don't know Connie at all, but I can see she has a mischievous grin across her face. I slowly make my way over. I haven't seen the guy's face yet. He was fully focused on Connie this whole time. When I finally make it over, she grabs me by the arm and holds me close to her side. Nina Belton, this is Dominick Cannon. Dominick, this is Nina. He extends his hand and shakes mine, and I reciprocate. Nice to meet you, Nina. Connie said you were interested in a firearm safety course. Connie is hard at work on my behalf. Yes, for home protection. I live alone and feel like I need something. He has no idea how much I would absolutely advocate for gun rights right about now. A gun would have been useful this morning. I never want to be in a situation like that again. Afraid, helpless, vulnerable. I wonder if Dominick knows what Connie does and whether or not she has said anything to him about my incident. I have a class starting this Saturday if you can make it. Here's my card. Give me a call and I can get you registered. He fishes a card out of his many pockets and hands it to me. Connie squeezes my arm. I know she thinks she made a love connection. I have been through something traumatic and am in no position emotionally for a relationship. Do you own a firearm? Not yet. I figured I needed to learn about them first, then purchase one. You can stop by the range beforehand and I can show you some of the guns we have available to practice with. You must have a handgun safety certificate before you can purchase a gun, but you can test out some weapons to see what might work best for you. Call me. Connie, I will see you later. And Nina, it was nice meeting you. The handsome man turns and walks away. As soon as he is out of earshot, Connie turns and says, "Oh my goodness, how cool was that? Isn't he a dream?" He is a dream, all right. A naughty one wrapped in muscles and camo. I can see that man being my absolute undoing. She said he was good looking, but not that good looking. Tan skin, hazel-colored eyes, straight nose, perfectly full, kissable lips, and a strong jaw. Phew. Glad those hazel eyes with gold and brown flecks around the irises aren't boring into me. Yes, I totally scoped out his eye color, and there are shades of blue, gray, and green mixed in as well. I am taking a little time off to just deal. Maybe I can stop by the range to scope out the guns. It wouldn't hurt to get familiar with the weapons before investing in one. As soon as I leave the hospital, I will take Dominick up on his offer. I'll call him and see if he can fit me in this afternoon. I do want to shower and change clothes, though. This may have started out as a trying day, but I plan to take back some of the power that was stolen from me. I won't be a victim again. Connie and I sit down at a table. She hands me my fruit and coffee. Are you going to go to the range ahead of time? You do need some private lessons with Dominick. He is the best teacher. Connie smiles at me over the rim of her coffee cup. I'm thinking about it. I've never held a gun and have no idea what would be best for me. I own a Bersa Thunder 380. It is somewhat compact and fits my palm really well. I feel like I have better control of the gun. I've used a Taurus 9mm, but I felt like it was harder to rack and had a harder kick. I have no clue what any of that means. Bersa and Taurus are gun makers. 380 and 9mm are the caliber of the bullet those guns will fire. The slide is racked and places a bullet in the chamber, and kick, or the recoil, is how hard it pushes you backward. Dominick can go over all of that with you. He really is the best teacher. I'll get in touch with him. Do you mind giving me your phone number? I can check in on you and we can go have a drink after work some evening. She pulls out her phone expectantly. Sure, I rattle off my number and my phone dings within a second with a new text message. I pull my phone out and tell her, "Got you saved. Do you always pay this much attention to your examinees?" Yeah, that's a real word, but I don't want to keep saying the V word. I don't want that jackass to have that kind of power over me. I'm taking back my life. To be honest, I haven't had anyone to look after in a long time. The last girl I had, she chokes up at the memory of it. If I had kept an eye on her, then she might still be here. The man that raped her the first time came back, raped her again, and strangled her. Lucy James, I can still remember the fear in her eyes during her exam. Can you see why I'm eager to keep an eye on you? You're about my daughter's ages, and I can't imagine something like that happening to them. Scott is still torn up about that investigation. He never found the guy. We had DNA from hair, saliva, semen, and still nothing. We thought by now that something would have come of the case. I can't imagine that he would be a one-and-done kind of rapist, but that seems to be what happened. Maybe the guy died without an autopsy performed. He could have moved out of state, and if you didn't know where to be looking, you could have lost track of him. Scott thinks it was an isolated incident. Maybe he knew the victim. I think he's a predator and biding his time before striking again. A guy like that wouldn't just stop after the brutality he inflicted on her. The second attack was even more severe. I'm usually not called in for autopsies, but that time I was. She became a case study in our office. Her case has haunted me ever since. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I appreciate you taking time to talk to me. I'm going to go home and rest. I will call Dominick and get everything scheduled for this weekend. Thanks for introducing me to him. He is very handsome. And I have no idea how I'm going to concentrate on firearms with those eyes staring at me. Connie and I both start laughing. I told you, man, if I was like 30 years younger, she sighs, and I laugh at her. Just get to know him and see where things go. You just never know what will happen. Connie's right. My experience brought me to her, who ultimately brought me to Dominick. Whether he is a part of my future or if I'm just to learn how to protect myself in the future. Dominick. Connie Bowles just so happened to be in the cafeteria at the hospital as I was passing through. Connie's the safe examiner for the Aurora Vista PD and works at the Aurora Vista Medical Center on an as-needed basis. I hate the fact that she is on an as-needed basis. There should never be a reason to have a sexual assault forensic exam needed. I know it's her job, but I just don't like the idea of anyone having to meet with her. It shouldn't be a thing at all, ever. Connie and I chatted for a few minutes, and then she started waving someone over. Seconds later, a very cute, petite blonde came over and stood next to me. Connie introduced the two of us, and we shook hands. At first, I thought maybe the girl was one of Connie's daughters. Connie's a matchmaker if I ever met one, always on the lookout for who she can hook up with whom. I looked closer, and while she could be Connie's daughter, judging by her age, I didn't see any resemblance. Her blue eyes were a little red and puffy. Her nose was red like she had been crying. I was in kind of a hurry after my doctor's appointment, so I told her about the gun safety course, told her to call me, and then handed her my card. I will be surprised if I hear from Nina again. Most people either forget to call or realize that it isn't a priority for them. I head out to the range and get on with the rest of my day.